Welcome to this daily message. May all beings be happy and free, and may my thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. May this message be for the highest good of all who bear witness. Let us begin. First off, I was drawn to place the camel and the frog. The camel can signify difficult times ahead, but the resilience they inspire assures us that everything will work out in the end. With this totem's guidance, we can accomplish the impossible. All we have to do is keep taking that next step. One step is all we must focus upon at any given time. Eventually, we will get where we're going. And the frog represents those who hear messages from the other side. Frog spirit brings us into deeper connection with our feelings, perspectives, and the ability to purge negativity from our lives. They symbolize cycles of life and rebirth. Now I have much admiration for the camel because I tend to go spend time in the woods. So sometimes I set up in one spot for a while and sometimes I travel. But I usually carry at least 21 days worth of food on me. Plus I take my singing bowl. Plus I have journals, plus the gear that I need to survive and stay comfortable. So typically I'm carrying around 70 pounds of weight as I'm moving around out there. And I'm not the largest guy, so 70 pounds of weight is a big deal on my body, especially while walking up and down mountaintops. But even when it gets hard, I just keep taking that next step, and eventually I get where I'm going. So I can personally relate to this creature. Oh, also, I've decided to place one of my malas at the top here today, rather than a lantern. This signifies the will of Dharma, and also the Noble Eightfold Path. And these represent the 7 chakras, but also the 7 Hermetic principles. Whenever I'm meditating with it, I count my revolutions like normal, but then when I'm done, I count up this, and I recite each of the principles, and then each of the Noble Eightfold Path as I count around the wheel. And this pretty much solidifies in my being why it is I'm doing what I'm doing and what it is I need to do. So let's begin. Today we're going to do things a little differently. First, this first center spot is going to be the overall energy and the focal point, like normal. But today I'm also going to pull 2 more from the Starman for each side of the grid here. And this side is going to be the focus for improvement. And then this side will be motivation for improvement. So motivation for improvement, focus for improvement. That's way too many. We'll try again. Oh, great spirit that permeates all of existence, please be here with us now and provide us with the message for the highest good of all who bear witness. Okay. The first one that popped out was temperance. Then the Two of Wands, and then the Four of Cups reversed. So let us see what the Starman has to say about each of these cards. With temperance, I am astonished by the beauty of life in all its facets. Seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary, exquisite balance, a period of rebirth, slow down and view the world with fresh, magical perspectives. Trust your intuition. Then we have Two of Wands. I dare to choose. Gaining perspective. Wait for the right moment. Drafting plans. Look out to the future. Then we have Four of Cups reversed. Four of Cups. I am hurt and poisoned by life. Reversed means to remain trapped in your mind's false stories, stuck in a rut. Life is a long complaint. So the motivation for making this improvement is so you don't become stuck in that rut, and life isn't one big long complaint. And the means to focus upon in order to do this is the Two of Wands, choosing to make that choice to take steps in the direction that you want to go. And temperance reminds us to keep a perspective that is open and innocent, to view the world as beautiful so that we may attract that which is beautiful. And it is also a symbol of balance. So to find balance within these two cards. Now, we'll get a message for how to come about this. Okay, we have going beyond normal. Bring it into form, and faith in the process. And the numerology of each of these cards individually totals 5, so you can think of it as 555. 14. Going beyond normal. On the path of life, there are deciding moments where we can choose to go with the mainstream, or we can dare to take a bolder, more authentic and trusting way, even if it seems riskier or less safe. To rely solely on logic and science without incorporating the mysterious and magical is a recipe for an existence that is far too dry. The sacred rebel within our hearts will always choose a juicier approach to life. You are currently approaching such a choice point. You could say that the choice is about balance. It is less about choosing to honor either art or science, gardening, or architecture, and more about integrating all approaches so that you enhance rather than hinder your life journey. Now, this ties into both Temperance and Two of Wands. You may have pressures around you, from the world or from your own conditioned nature, to do things according to the rules, to a deadline, or to the accepted mainstream view that you need a well thought out plan for success in a commercial venture. However, sometimes the best plan is to do what feels intuitively truthful in the moment and to trust that you are being led towards your own growth. Adopting this approach means you have to do far less planning and far more living. It is a pure and heart-centered way to manifest your art, your life path, and your essence into practical expression in the world. It involves a willingness to be led by nature instead of trying to control the powerful force of life, which is a bit like trying to fit a proverbial ocean in a teacup. It is far more intelligent to allow the ocean to be the ocean and to learn to swim in it rather than trying to cram it in a vessel that is much too small. Say aloud, I now call on unconditional love and ask for the blessings of the heart to be witnessed and sanctioned by the great universal creator so that I may rise above small-mindedness and use the best of what human culture has to offer in service to love. Through my own free will, so be it. Then we have 41, which is the mirror of 14. Bring it into form. Beautiful dreamer, you can imagine wonderful worlds of light. You can dream up so many possibilities. Now it is time to bring those possibilities of light into the world. They need to be more than ideas. They need to live, to manifest. The world need not only your dreams, beautiful as they are, but also your creations. Get thee to thy desk, thy easel, thy computer. Work, beautiful dreamer. Don't just dream, create. You are being asked to honor yourself with a commitment to complete your inspired tasks. This will help you to grow, and that is a wonderful reason to commit. But there is another reason too. You know that your inspired ideas are worth translating into practical forms so that other people can access them and experience something special too. If you have been thinking about writing a book, painting a picture, or acting on an inspiration or idea, then this oracle is bringing you an unequivocal yes. Do it. Now. Don't dally or dither about the details or worry about how it's all going to work out. The universe loves a bold spirit. Once you take a step, it will rush towards you like an enthusiastic and chivalrous lover, opening doors, hand gently guiding at your lower back as you are moved forward. You will be promptly provided with all that is needed to take the next step. Say aloud, I am energized and empowered to bring my ideas to life. I release any fear that they won't live up to the perfection of my ideas or fantasies. I give them permission to become what they want to be in service to life. In releasing these ideas into form, I open up to receive new ideas and inspirations. I am helped with this process through unconditional love for the greater good, so be it. And we have faith in the process. So this process that it's speaking of, have faith in it. No matter how powerful we are, how much courage and strength we have, there are times when we can't quite move ourselves along to the next phase of life or creative exploration. At such times, we need some divine intervention, a little help in pulling our trolley along, so to speak. When we are at the edge of our own limits and have no more personal resources, we might be left with only one spiritual power, that of faith. Fortunately, that is enough. You're in a situation where you cannot set right the course of events all by yourself. This is not an indication that you have done something wrong, nor does this suggest that you are not strong enough. It is a sign that there is something bigger unfolding in your life, and your willpower will be supplemented by the power of life itself. Sometimes a bigger plan needs to manifest for the benefit of humanity and the earth. You need to shift your perspective to realize that you are part of the greater unfoldment of life, that your individual life serves the greater plan, and you are not separate from its genius. This is what is happening now. You happen to be instrumental to the greater plan, and as such, you need to accept your position and be moved, while also being empowered and protected as you make personal progress through your role in that grander scheme. You will need faith, though. You may feel as though the wheels of your trolley are coming off, or that they are a bit rickety. But you must also understand that the voice of life is coming straight to your heart with this message. I have resources you know not of. It is safe to trust in my ways and in my wisdom, for I love you, and I am guiding you into all that is rightfully yours. Know that what is rightfully yours is what your heart truly desires, and you need not fear loss. Nothing that is meant to come to you will be denied, and it is safe for you to let go and allow me to move you. Through faith, peace is restored, and you are able to know this, and perhaps have some fun in the process. Say aloud, I now ask that all disappointing experiences of the past that have led me to believe that life is not trustworthy, or that faith is a silly or immature way to deal with life, be released from my mind, body, and heart. I ask for the help to accept that I can and will attract all that is needed into my life, at the perfect time and in the perfect way. I ask to be empowered to absolutely receive all that can assist me with gratitude and without shame or guilt. In doing so, I dedicate myself to be a clear, loving, open channel for the flow of life. I know the benefit in doing so is not limited to me, but will flow so that life can benefit others through me. I trust in this now through unconditional love, so be it. An interesting note to make about nature. And actually, this particular sage stick is a confirmation for me. Back in August, I went and spent, it was about 3 weeks out in the woods. And I first set up camping. I went to one spot, stayed there for 7 days, and then I wandered into a town. And mainly because I ran out of sage and incense, and I wanted to see if I could find some more. Well, it was a small mountain town, so I really didn't have high hopes for there to be a spiritual shop. But I figured I could at least find some incense at like a smoke shop or something like that. So there was a camping ground in this town, and I figured I would set up there. That way I could go explore and hopefully find what I was looking for. Well, I took a Buddha tapestry with me during this, and at my camp spot, which was beautiful by the way, I set a hammock up right on the river, and it was amazing. But I hung my tapestry, which attracted a guy, which gave me a sage stick and a stick of Palo Santo, which blew my mind. Random guy, didn't expect there to be any like spiritually awakened individuals in the town that I was at based off of what I had seen so far. But that just goes to show you, we're all hiding everywhere in plain sight, and you never know who it is until you know. Now ultimately I did end up finding it was a spiritual shop that this gypsy woman had started, and she said she received a lot of shit over it, being called a witch and all that, but now she's been there for years and she's established and they've accepted her existence. So I ended up finding some more. and some of my favorite incense. So I left this town with 5 sticks of sage and 4 boxes of incense. But also while I was in this town, I met a couple at a bar on the river because they were having a party. So I hung around in town a few days to see what it was all about. But I met this couple and they had hiked the trail as well. And they was telling me of this spot where ley lines intersected. So there was a lot of energetic happenings around the area. So not only did I find what I was looking for, I found something beyond what I was looking for, which led me to the next spot that I went to. But that just goes to show you that there is intelligence behind the universe. And like I had said before, it's a constant interaction with it. It already knows what your desires are and knows how to get what you need to you. Not just what you need, but sometimes what you want. Because I don't need sage, I don't need incense, but I like to use them while I'm out there because my whole purpose for being out there is meditation. To clear my soul of all the noise of the world. And it recognizes need and provided for me. And it was amazing. But just keep that in mind as you go through your day-to-day, like, as long as you're adventurous, you can be provided things that you didn't know that you wanted or needed. And it'll happen in a way that you never would have expected. Okay, let's pull a couple of these. First we have true treasure. It's time for you to find balance in your pursuit of material wealth and finances. What you chase runs. All that glitters isn't gold. And we'll get at least one more. Oh. How many is that? Oh, no. Okay, 3 came out. So we will honor it. This too shall pass. As sure as the sun will set and rise again tomorrow, this too shall pass. Everything on earth is temporary, both what blesses and seems to curse you. And what's funny is this card depicts mountain ranges. And I was just talking about being out there hiking. And then we have Lady Luck is here. The universe is always working in your favor. Look for the blessing in every situation. They are there. That also correlates exactly with what I was just saying. Look for the blessings in every situation, because the universe is always working in your favor. And that's how these magical adventures go. And I've not even told y'all about the time I spent a month out there and ended up at this hillbilly oasis out in the middle of the woods. And I lived there for most of that year. And I ended up finding a job building a obstacle course for artificially intelligent robots under DARPA in the biggest cave that I've ever been in my life. Now tell me how those dots connect. You go out in the woods to live for a month and end up building an obstacle course for AI robots. Oh, and you can't make that shit up. And you can't plan that. I could have never planned that. I didn't even know that was a job. Okay, and finally we have receive. Extend your hands and receive. There is a necessary balance between giving and receiving. When you receive from others, you open the door for them to receive as well. So there's a lot of tones of balance in this read, which balance can apply in all reads, because you always need balance. Always. And let's get a few from the Namaste. We got 3 of them. A blessing of acceptance. Every part of you is equally worthy of love. Accept yourself as you are, and this will be a blessing unto yourself and others. If you wish to see the truth of the matter, hold no preference, either for or against a particular outcome. Just be the love that you are. Om Shanti, peace blessing. Om Shanti, blessed are you with everlasting peace beyond words or understanding. Blessed are you with tranquility and bliss. Blessed are you with the clarity that reveals the beauty of your soul and through which all appears as infinite. Then we have a blessed idea. An idea manifests endless blessings, but you must act to bring the idea to life. The time is right. Know that the world is full of ideas floating around aimlessly until someone notices and breathes life into them. This is your time to shine. Have faith. Actually, let's put this one here, because this card was about making a choice. And we'll put this one here to heal anyone who happens to already be in the 4 of Cups reversed. That way they can be blessed and healed with peace and tranquility. And through this peace and tranquility, may they find and reclaim their power in order to make that choice to take them where they ultimately wish to go. But may you use balance to navigate. Well, that's all I have for you today, and I hope you all have a lovely day.